What is up, boys and girls? I'm Applebite, and welcome back to the patch notes. So this time we have Smite Patch 5.6, which is called Inner Demon. It's coming next Tuesday from the day we post this video, or I post this video, and yeah, let's get to it. So the first thing we got are God skins, and god damn, high res, you are doing God's work here. First, we have Inner Demon Hell. Holy crap! That is a super hot skin. The card art is fantastic as well. So, as you all know, Hell usually has two kind of different designs thanks to like her stance switching. So, obviously the Angel's for her light side. She has this Demon for her evil side. It's really good. It looks fantastic. Even the in-game models look really good. Really looking forward to this. This skin's going to be available in the bundle for the new arena event that's coming up, or the new, I guess it's just an event, the new mode, whatever it's called. Yeah, so there'll be a bundle that'll be in that. Next, we have Jackal Tech Anubis. This skin is available if you bought all three of the birthday or Smite birthday bundles. So you have to buy the first one, which contained I think Achilles and someone else, and oh, I think it was Achilles, Neef, and then the second one contained someone else. I honestly don't know. Oh, I think it was Shock? No, Shock's in this one. I don't know. But anyways, there's three bundles. If you bought all three bundles, you get this skin. Now let me tell you about this skin. This skin is a better tier 5 skin than the tier 5 Anubis skin. So the effects on this are really freaking cool. So when he uses his 1, which is his like locust thing, there's like missiles like popping out of his chest as the spray, which is fantastic. His 3 is like a pool filled with like these like electric like ball things, which I think is pretty cool. But his ultimate, he basically like gets like on a Gatling gun and just like basically fires his laser, and it's really good. Really looking forward to this. I hope you got all three bundles. We have Dashing Deceiver Loki, which is his anime skin. So this is going to be more akin to the new Ratataster skin, the new Amaterasu skin, the new Daji skin is in that art style. It has like kind of like a anime, or not even an anime, like a more cartoonish kind of shade to it. I'm not sure where this one is. It looks all right. It reminds me of Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon, so big props on that, I guess. Next, we have this is gonna come in the bundle, so the Smite birthday bundle. Abyssal Executioner Shock. He has like a Cthulhu face. Has the, I don't even know, like where his stomach is kind of just like a dark hole with teeth, basically. Looks pretty cool, but also like the card art looks a lot cooler than the actual skin, is what I'm gonna say. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's all right. I'm sure Shock fans, Shock players are gonna be super happy with it though. Next, we have Violet Sorceress Aphrodite. This is gonna be in the Golden Vault. So if you buy the new event bundle, you get a golden key. That golden key is used to get either the Amaterasu, the Ganesh, or now they're adding this Aphrodite skin. And she's kind of like a dark elf. Her effects on her abilities are really cool. It's really sexy. That's what it comes down to. It's a pretty good. It's all right. It's all right. Next, Hercules getting some love. He has his Road Rebel Hercules skin. I don't really like it. I don't know. I just don't really like it. The effects on it are really cool. He throws like his ults like this ball of compact cars. His Groundbreaker, I believe is what it's called, has more texture to it, which makes it look really cool. I don't know. The effects on the skin are really cool, but I don't know. It just seems kind of uninspired to me. I'll probably skip on that one if I can, even though I don't think I will, because the Shock and the Hercules, I believe, are both in the bundle. So if you get one, you get the other, and I'm probably gonna pick up that Shock skin, even though I kind of was like, it's all right. But yeah. Anyways, then we have Shock getting his remasteries redone. So that's a really big picture. And then we have Hercules also getting some remastered mastery skin love. Next, we go to the new arena, which is called the Inner Demon Arena. I'm not gonna go over it too much. Basically, it's a new mode. There's gonna be like sea serpents that spawn every 2 minutes, and there's 3 of them that spawn, and if you kill 2 of the 3, then you get a super juggernaut, which is like the regular juggernaut for arena, but it attacks actual players, and buffs are gonna last shorter, but they're gonna have more buffs. It's gonna have an increased buff to them. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. I'm sure it'll be lots of fun. If you're into that, go ahead and pause the video, read up about it. I'm not gonna go over it too much. So here we have the Inner Demon bundle, which comes with the Hell skin, which I showed off. It's going to come with Pedestal, a Jump Stamp, a Level Up effects, a Golden Key, which again unlocks either the Amaterasu, Ganesh, or the new Afro skin, and then bonus points earned from Adventure. Sure. Next, we have some miscellaneous things. New God selection lobby, so there's a new background when you're selecting gods, which is pretty cool. Death marks, they're adding their new customizable object. Basically, when you slay an enemy god, it's going to leave some sort of mark there. I don't really see too much of a point there. We have the turn up bundle, which is again the Smite birthday bundle basically. We have the shock skin. The Loki skin actually comes with it. We have a Dashing Deceiver announcer pack, so you're going to get a Loki announcer pack. Raining Skulls global emote. An Enigma chest, and a Smite birthday present used to unlock an awesome chest. Cool. They're adding some new skins to the awesome chest, so Brimstone Camazotz, Brimstone Thor, Grovekeeper Shintian, and Sweet Tooth Soul. That's a good skin. Godlikes, they're adding Digimir 9000, Scarlet Coven Isis, Wormslayer Uller, and for fantasy points, they're adding the King Bacchus, the Marksman Rom, and the Solstice Hell. So that's the sword that you can actually use your fantasy points to buy specific skins. So next, we go to item balances. So Rage is getting actually a buff. They're increasing the criticals chance from 20% to 30%. So I think it started at 20, and then you built up your stacks and you got an extra 20, which gave you a whopping 40. But I believe now it just caps at 30, so it's gonna have a quicker impact, and it's a buff in my opinion. Soul Gem, this gang is power or bonus damage reduced, so it's gonna, when you stack it up and you hit an ability, it usually gives you an extra 40%. They're bringing that back to 30%. It was a little bit too strong, trying to balance it out a little bit. Warlock Stash also getting a nerf. Decreasing the health that you get from it. I think instead of getting 600, you're now getting 500, I believe. Item will now grant 500 when fully completed, down from 600. So yeah, you're losing 100 health when fully stacked on Warlock Staff, just because a lot of mages were getting it because it would give them a lot of health, so that way they weren't getting bursted down so quickly. So it was kind of a no-brainer for a lot of mages to get, because again, they still do a lot of damage, and to have that survivability is a really big bonus. But they're bringing down the health a little bit to help other items compete with it, right? Book of Thoth, and I think Book of Thoth is the only other magical stacking item, I believe. I might be wrong on that. Leave that down in the comments below. Shield of Thorns getting a nerf. The amount of damage reflected is going down from 50% to 40%. So, hunters rejoice. Nemean Lion also getting a nerf. God damn, dude. Hunters are gonna be really good. Really, really good. Decreasing the physical protections from 80 to 70. They felt that Nemean Lion just gave too many protections. Too many physical protections, even though, or for the price. So you're like, to battle, physical gods, you would build this even if you weren't really thinking about the passive, which is to reflect some damage that you get back at the opponent. So to make sure that it's a situational item, they're bringing down the protections to 70s to help other items better compete with it. Celestial Legion Helm. This is for, I think, Guardians more or less. They're increasing the physical protections from 30 to 40 on this item, which is a buff. Fantastic. Shoguns. Increasing the magical protection from 40 to 50, which is good. That's a buff. but you're decreasing the attack speed that everyone around you gets from 25% to 20%. So that's a nerf. So it's, I don't know, I still think 20% is a really good number. And the added magical protection is going to make it a little bit more viable for because mostly guardians get this to help out their hunters or in-hand gods when they're near them. So I think it's a good change. I think it's a more of a buff than a nerf, but again, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Jade Emperor crown, increasing the physical protections from 50 to 60. That's a buff. Borak, decreasing the cost from 2,550 to 2,400. Basically, you're taking 150 gold off of that to help it compete better with Petulance and the other magical defensive items. Petulance is getting a cost increase to by 100. So it's a nerf, but at the same time, it's because Petulance gave so many magical protections for that price that people were just like, you know what, forget Borak, because even if you're not using the passive also, or the passive off of Petulance, you're still getting a lot of protections from it. So, and it's cheaper. So again, it allows Borak to better compete with Petulance at this point, even though Borak is still higher priced than Petulance. Rod of Asclepius, I think that's how you pronounce it, giving you more magical power, so it's going from 75 to 90, which is a buff, and is also increasing the combat healing bonus from 15% or from 10% to 15%. So that's a big buff. That's a lot of damage or extra damage you're getting. You're getting 15 extra magical power. You're getting 5% more in combat healing, and it's to incentivize you healing during combat, basically. So your Hells, your Afros, your whoever it is, Terra, I'm sure that's going to be a good item. Toxic Blade, increasing the pen from 10 to 15, so that's a buff, and reducing the stacks count of anti-heal from 3 stacks to 2 stacks. So now it stacks to 2 and 60% anti-heal to 40. So instead of getting that 60% anti-heal, you're now only getting 40, but you only have 2 stacks to get to 40. Does that make sense? 60% anti-heal to 40. I guess it only stacks twice, which is not really, I guess that's a nerf, but then you're getting extra pen, and you're getting the stack duration from 5 seconds to 8 seconds, so it's gonna last longer. So overall, I think that's a buff. I could be wrong though. God fixes, Dodgy, Paulo, basically made an adjustment where the targeter is going to be a little bit more brighter when you're on your Paulo, and it's going to allow you to better see your target and hopefully hit your target a lot better or a lot easier. Tier, targets hit by Fearless no longer lose their hitbox while being pushed by Tier and can be damaged. So that means Tier players can now use Fearless, knock someone up, combo them, right? And then someone, or a hunter, a mage or something, could actually use abilities, attack while they're being pushed. Before, if they're in the Fearless, you couldn't hurt them until after the Fearless was done. So Tier players, I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with that one. Yanis, they changed the effects on the portal. First the portal appears, and then when people can go through it, it lights up. It just gives people a little bit, like a split second, I think it's like half a second, maybe even less, to kind of be able to counterplay it or to move out of the way if they place it poorly. So good on that. Naga Fire Wheel, which is his ult. Naga and players he grabs are now damageable upon landing, which is boop. Rather than losing their collision, they gain player pass through, and Naga gains CC immunity for the duration of the landing animation. Cool. Surkhet. Surkhet and the player she now grabs. Surkhet and the player she grabs are now damageable upon the throw, or during the throw. So Surkhet and whoever she's ulting are now targetable while in the throw animation, which wasn't the case before. Again, these are just like more quality of life changes, and it's allowing players to know, hey, I know I can hit this. They're changing it so players know, hey, during this I can actually hit them. So because, you know, if someone's getting Fearless by Tier, I think if I put a crush on with my Scylla down in that area and I blow it up, they should be affected by it, but that's not the case. So just making things a little bit more consistent throughout. We have Go away. Hercules. Targets hit by driving strike and no longer losing their hitbox while being pushed. So same thing with tier, right? When you're getting pushed, then you can still get hit. So all these are basically, hey, you can now hit them during these things, or things are a little bit more clear when they actually activate, like in the case with Yanis. Then we go into God balances. Aries. Aries no longer requires a line of sight when using his ult. So that means if I use my ult and I'm at mid harpies and someone's in mid lane, I can actually grab them with my ult from the mid harpies and pull them through the wall, which wasn't the case before. Before, Aries has to absolutely see them. They can't be behind a wall or anything, and this changes that. Cerberus. Paralyzing spit now goes through walls. Dope. The radius of each projectile has been increased from 3 to 3.5, and the stun from this ability now is subject to diminishing returns. Soul Explosion, which is his leap, now has a bigger range. It's 50 to 55 units of movement, I guess. I'm not sure how to measure that. Say meters, I guess. I don't know. And Stagnant Torment no longer requires a line of sight to affect enemies. So the same thing with Aries' ult. If Cerberus is in mid harpies, uses his ult, someone's in mid lane, you could actually use your ult to damage them. However, unlike Aries, I could pull them through walls. You actually, Cerberus, if they hit a wall while coming towards Cerberus, it will make a collision and they won't go through the wall. So that's something to know. Hell. Update passive meter to show down cooldowns on an opposite stance. Basically like RDO, like Uller, where you can see if you switch stances, the cooldown on those abilities. That's gonna be they're gonna do that with Hell, basically. So it's gonna give you a lot more information. It's gonna allow you to know when your abilities are up on your other stance, which is a big plus. Remove the projectile offset. This ability now fires directly upon the center and matches the targeter. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Naga, Fire Wheel. Remove the damaging hit as the enemy god begins to fall. Increases the initial and landing damage from 60 to 220, 50% of your physical power, to 80 to 280, 65%. So basically, that's a buff. It's going to do more damage upon them falling. So when you get shot up, you take 3 crit hits and then you fall down, and when you fall down and make that collision, you also take damage. So there you go. It's getting a buff. Nemesis is getting a nerf, actually. Divine Judgment decreased the damage from 20 to 40 to 20 to this percent. So 20 to 40 to 20 to 30% of the target's current health. So it's gonna be a little less burstier. They did nerf her last time, and basically they said it didn't really affect her. So they're now going straight for the damage to try to buff her. New wall. Shining Metal. Decrease stun duration when used with your golems from 1.5 seconds to 1 to 1.5 seconds to 1 to 1.4 seconds. So all you're really losing in the long run is that 0.1 second. And honestly, that doesn't make like almost any difference. The reason they changed it though was the fact that as you see here, right here, it's like it jumps 0.2 seconds from rank 1 to 2, and then it goes 1 and then 1, right here. Now it's just like you gain 0.1, you gain 0.1, you gain 0.1, and then you end with gaining 0.1. So it's a little bit more consistent. Again, not gonna be a big deal. Soul is getting a nerf. She's getting a nerf to her passive, which is Unstable Manifestation. Decrease the bonus attack damage from 25% to 20%. So your basic attacks are going to do less damage. Decrease the attack speed from 1.2% to 1%, which is 30 to 25%. And decrease the magical power bonus from 1% to 0.8%. So it's 25% to 20%. So basically, when she's in her unstable manifestation form, which is basically when her meter's filled up, her base is going to do less damage. Her attack speed is going to be a little bit lower, and when she throws out an ability, it's going to hit a little bit less. So she was, I guess she was overperforming I know she's a really good early tower pusher, so if you leave her alone in lane for, you know, a short amount of time, she could take a tower really early, especially if she especially if she goes into some sort of early pen item. So again, doing that. Terra is getting a buff and a nerf. It's not really a buff or a nerf, it's a change really. So Monolith, when you shatter her Monolith, it now gives you back that root, which is awesome. But they're changing her ultimate. Her ultimate is just too good. It affects everyone. You don't have to be anywhere to really use it. So that was the root of really her problems, because her ult was so good. They have to nerf everything else, but now they're kind of bringing her ult back and buffing other aspects of her to make her a little bit funner to play. So the new ultimate, Earth and Fury. Terra channels her strength into the world around her, buffing her allies and debuffing enemies for 10 seconds. So the allies gain 10% damage mitigation, as well as heal over time, and protective stones that heal the ally if all 4 are activated. Okay. Enemies receive 10% more damage from all sources, and harmful stones that damage the enemy if all 4 are activated. Stones are activated when the ally or enemy takes damage. Cool. So now it's gonna have a radius, so now it doesn't affect everyone on the map. So it's a 5-foot radius. HOT, I guess that's heal over time, is going from 5 to 17 with 2% of your magical power every 0.5 seconds for 10 seconds. The heal 100 to 300, damage 200 to 400. The cooldown is going to be 90 at all ranks, and the mana cost is going to be 100. Cool. I honestly don't really understand this too much, especially with the whole stones. I guess stones are activated. Okay, so every time you deal damage or your enemy... No, when an ally or an enemy takes damage, you activate a stone. So by activating all 4 stones, you get the full extent of your ult. I have no idea. Anyways, Thoth is getting a slight nerf. His evade and punish, basically, the cooldown won't start on it until he actually fires it. So when he dashes, he points his finger and he looks at you, and if you get anywhere close to him, he just stuns you. And because when he's in his finger form, his cooldown on his dash is already coming down, he's able to use that dash a lot quicker again, basically. So now if he dashes, he has to throw out that finger beam to stun you, and then the cooldown starts. So it's gonna basically make it so they have to be more strategic about it. The cooldown on it's not gonna seem as short, and it's a good quality of life change. So boys and girls, that's it for the Inner Demon Smite Patch 5.6. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Would you change anything about it? If you like the video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more Smite content on my channel. And like always, boys and girls, thank you so very much for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.